Thank you all for coming. Hope you're doing well today. So, my name is Josip, and I'm the Chief Sales Officer of Moj-eRacun service, which is currently the largest e-invoice provider in Croatia. And today, my colleague Jan and I will talk about how mass adoption of e-invoicing will lead to new kinds of products and services. So, Europe is leading the world today in standardized e-invoicing, which has created the entire industry centered around e-invoices. According to Directive 2014-55 EU, European Commission mandating that all public and most private entities send and receive invoices in structured form. Due to European norm issued by European Commission for Standardization, there are two mandatory standards. But those two standards are completely interoperable. So imagine that we have one standard readable to both sides. It has pretty much enormous value, right? So that means a lot of data for developing different kinds of products and services. Technology today is constantly revolutionizing how we look at various sectors, so that's why we are here. But we are not a financial company or financial institution. We started as e-invoice provider and still are, but we simply use technology to expedite that billing process. For example, take a look at traditional invoicing process. It usually takes days, sometimes it takes weeks, but we are able to shorten it down to just a minute, saving time and money. And by bringing about an interoperable standard, modern invoices allow for greater level of automation. Plus, integrating with the right software, it allows users to generate and send invoices directly from their computers, directly from their existing softwares. That's simply win-win situations for senders and recipients alike. So that's practically the main thing. And here is a downside of this process, and we notice it. So Jan will tell you more about those downsides.
Alrighty, yeah. So there is a downside to the process. I do enjoy being the bearer of bad news generally, and the downside exists in the form of a bottleneck. Now, the bottleneck is really in the payment end of things. Even though we've expedited the e-invoice process, you're seeing anything from weeks and days down to minutes. The payment end, especially in this market, still takes anywhere from weeks to months. That's detrimental. That is counterproductive to trying to build any type of momentum in a growing market like Croatia. Now, we have to keep in mind, like Paul Crayston mentions over here, it's more cock-up than conspiracy. So really, at the end of the day, there's simply no incentive for companies to pay on time. That's counterproductive. That is, it makes it impossible, like I said, to build that momentum. However, there's an opportunity to remove that bottleneck. What we don't really see in the Croatian market right now is accounts receivable factoring. So factoring services simply aren't popular. Unfortunately, SMEs, they generally don't have the manpower, the knowledge, etc., to be able to research, to find the best deal for themselves. So what we're trying to develop is actually some type of a factoring marketplace. That's our solution. We think that this is a powerful potential to motivate this market, to push it forward. So in a place where it can take anywhere from months for payroll to roll out, that's a serious issue. That slows things down. Now, factoring is by no means a new idea. It's been around for hundreds, in some cases thousands of years. However, what we're trying to do is integrate a platform along with our e-invoicing service. So we currently have integrated with over 130 ERP and accounting software solutions here in Croatia, making us the largest. We see tens of thousands of invoices pass through our service every single month, and this is something we simply sit on. We're not allowed to touch this information, in part out of privacy concerns, etc. However, we have a powerful foundation here. Now, the service we're working on is called QuickPay. This is purely a name in progress. However, the service itself aims at being some type of a competitive factoring marketplace. All right, this is an area where all types of financial institutions, ranging from banks to alternative types of financiers, can come and make offers for factoring other invoices. The important thing here is that this definitely empowers SMEs, especially in a market like this. This market, in addition to others in this area, they're still coming away from outdated socialist financial models. You know, this isn't a joke. This is actual issues that we're trying to actively overcome. You look at Croatia, you see a market that's less than 30 years old. It's still learning. And more importantly, it's not enough to simply come up to the same bar that more developed countries are working at. We have to be a step or two ahead just to catch up. That makes it very difficult. So the idea is that QuickPay is going to be all-inclusive. When a person sends an invoice through our service, it goes to the recipient, simple enough. But if they select the QuickPay option, that invoice is simultaneously sent to this factoring marketplace. From here, various providers can now create the option to make offers on this invoice. Again, this empowers SMEs. We don't have a choice here. More importantly, if you tend to work with a single factoring solution, you're kind of eating out of the palm of their hand. By creating a competitive marketplace, these financiers can't get greedy. That's the idea. We want something that, you know, is good for SMEs, that encourages growth and encourages an increased turnaround so that companies can get that increased liquidity that they're looking for. At the end of the day, we feel that something like this is beneficial. It's one of the ways that we can kickstart this economy from a grinding crawl to a brisk walk, at the very least. Yeah, I think that's all we've got to say, for now at least. Josip, you want to add anything?
I think we covered pretty much everything, so if you guys have any additional question, we are here in the front of, you can find us on a booth, so.
Right, we've got a booth up front. We'd be happy to answer any kind of questions, things along those lines. In either case, hvala vam na vrijeme, thank you for your time, and we'll hope to chat with some of you.
Thank you.